Hello, Yoga Hippie here. Welcome to my channel. If you've never been here before, my name is Kristina, and I usually live in my Prius and travel around. And currently, I'm at a little inn in Tennessee in the near the Smoky Mountains, and kind of antsy and bored today. I've been reading, and and welcome back. I hope I didn't say, I don't know if I said welcome back if you've been here before. I'm reading this. I'm also reading The Universe Has Your Back with a friend of mine. We're doing not a Bible study. Wow. Sorry. I used to do Bible studies 20 years ago. Anyway. Sorry. Sorry, I was like having so many thoughts in my head. For those of you who don't know, I was married to a minister. So anyway, I was a pastor's wife. Sorry, I'm in a crazy mood today. So this might be kind of a scattered little message. And this is like the third or fourth time today I've looked at numbers and seen 1, 2, 3. So I'll have to look up what 1, 2, 3 means. But anyway, oh my God, I'm having a day. So many things going on. And then I'm doing breath work. So I started doing a circular breath work where you breathe in 2 inhales and then exhale 1. And it's all done through your mouth. And so you breathe in through the belly, then the heart, and then exhale. And I'm on a 30-day challenge. I'll put the girls' info. I was definitely led to that. And I started doing it because I have a bunch of stuff that not a bunch, but really just one massive choice that I made at Christmas of 2001, and I've done a lot of work around this story, but I still have work to do. When this past Christmas, I was thinking about it a lot when I was driving to Memphis, because that's how the whole thing began, this story. So basically, it was a terrible story, but I'll go ahead and tell the short version of it, because maybe it'd be good for me in my healing, right? So one of the things it's really probably about the only thing that I feel an enormous amount of guilt over is that when I was at the beginning of my relapse, I was still married to this minister, and I had 2 kids. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I was a very good stay-at-home mom, and would have never, ever in a million years predicted that I would be so crazy, but and make all the decisions that I made. But addiction is a messed up thing. Addiction makes you do things that you would never normally do. So I had been relapsed about a year, and I was just looking desperately for a way out of my marriage. I was unhappy, and I had been married for 10 years, and I was supremely unhappy, and had been wanting to leave for like 5 years. And I was super devoted to my kids. I mean, I don't even know how to explain that whole deal. Like I was... I was a great mom. But randomly and impulsively, I met somebody, and I wasn't interested in that person, but they were sort of like my way out. And like that, I exchanged numbers with this gentleman. I met him at a Kinko's, and anyway, I probably... I don't know. That was totally crazy, but ultimately it was my way out of my situation because I was trapped in this little world where I didn't have a car. We had 1 car. I had no income hardly except for a photography company that I had. And anyway, I had a medium format camera because this was in 2001. It was a long time ago, and I had a really old camera that I used for environmental portraiture, and did a lot of portraits of people, and specifically senior class photos for graduating high school seniors. And I really loved that. But basically, that's how I got out. I sold all my camera gear and equipment, and shut my business down. I left 2 weeks after I met this guy, and really I didn't move in with him or anything. Like, we were not dating. we were friends. And anyway, I left my kids, and that's the thing that I struggle the most with, guilt over. I've done a lot of fucked up things, excuse my French, done a lot of terrible things, but that one thing was massive, and hurt a lot of people, and ruined many relationships with lots of people. And my kids forgive me, and they love me, and we have a great relationship. And I just realized yesterday all these things after my breathwork session. So I have this problem with my hip, and my psoas released when I was at a Vipassana retreat. And I think I should do like a whole nother video where I talk about that. That was crazy. But that's when I understood that this guilt had manifested into my hip, into my psoas. And so I know I'm still having some problems with my hip, and I can only imagine that it's some residual guilt over my terrible decision, almost 2 decades ago. So I want to let it go, and I want to be done with this pain in my hips. So the last 4 days I've done breath work that's specifically designed to help you release stuck energy and stuck emotions. And so yesterday was good. I had some progress with that, and I had a little emotional release with it all. And I realized that I was being like a martyr over the whole thing. Like, I realized I had this thinking about it, like I needed to feel bad, because if I forgave myself over it and I moved on and I let go of it, right, that it would be like I didn't care, or that I didn't think that it was a big deal, which anybody who knows me, I'm totally getting choked up thinking about it, knows that it was a big deal. Pretty devastated. And I will say this, the moment that I left, I was really excited about leaving, and I was really distorted in my mind and in my thinking, and I had left with like a sleeping bag, a pillow, and a lamp. That's pretty much it. And we had gotten a car like a week before that, so I took the new car because I was just a total bitch. And yeah, and I left and was working for this gentleman. That's how I decided I could leave, right, was that he had offered me a job. Anyway, it was all such a dumb thing. But I was really excited because he let me borrow some furniture, and I had a cute apartment, right? And I'd never had anything cute, really. I didn't have anything but a used, smoke-smelling love seat for the first, I don't know how many years of my marriage. 6? No. Yeah, 6 years. Anyway, I didn't have any nice, cute setup in the house. I didn't even have an end table in my living room. Anyway, I was upset about it, because I was a homemaker, and I wanted to have a nice, cute home. And my ex-husband just didn't care about any of that, and we were broke anyways, so, because I was staying at home and he was a minister. So anyway, I was super excited about this moment that I would walk into my new apartment, right? And I'll never forget it. It was a huge moment. It was probably one of the biggest moments, one of the nastiest lessons I've ever had in life. I opened the door and walked in, and for a split second, like, I was super excited about what I was seeing. And I shut the door, and before I did anything else, I had complete clarity over what I had done. I leaned up against the door, and I was super quiet, and I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm all alone. because I loved my kids. I didn't want to leave my kids. I just wanted to leave my husband at the time, right? So that was when I started trying to kill myself, basically, through drugs and alcohol. So I was really upset, and but I was super prideful, and I didn't want to go back into the cage that I had just left. We like shared a cell phone, you know, like I just didn't. I'm a really independent person, and I had no independent abilities at the time. And the only way that I could figure out how to get out of the house was to leave everybody. And I had also convinced myself in my messed up thinking that I was a terrible mom. And so anyway, what I realized was that none of the things that I was excited about in regards to having a place with furniture and things staying in their places, you know, none of that was important. And it just took me shutting the door to realize that. And that was a gnarly lesson, man. But because of all my pride and addictions, that's when the pushing down began. So immediately, you know, I just started drinking heavily. And I laugh, but it's like ridiculous how heavy I was drinking. And for the first 5 months that I was gone, I didn't even do drugs. I just drank heavily. And there were days where I was passed out by noon, and my friends were like putting me in the bed. I couldn't, like I was laughing the other day about how I would shower with my cocktail because, you know, 10 minutes in the shower is too long to be without your alcoholic adult beverage. That's so messed up, right? So, you know, I have stories for days, terrible stories, but then I started doing drugs, and I did hard drugs, and I did every drug imaginable. I just didn't shoot up. I didn't do heroin or any of that, but I mean, I pretty much did everything else because I was kind of hoping I would die somehow, you know, because I couldn't commit suicide. I didn't want to do that to my kids. Not like it's any better, you know, to die from a drug overdose, but I always knew inside if I didn't die that I would get clean one day, and I'm 13 years sober now. So, but this guilt is tremendous, right? It's still like so heavy, and I just love my kids dearly, and I don't want to do anything that has scarred them. You know, I worry that I scarred them. So anyway, I am gonna wrap this up, but that's why I'm doing breath work, is because I want to rid myself of this guilt. So let me know how you're doing. Sorry, my friend, just hang on a second. Let me know what you're doing during this little lockdown to take care of yourself, because I am working on myself feverishly. I want to let go of this guilt over this whole situation and forgive myself 100%. And I want my hip to feel better. And you know what? It is feeling better. I've been doing Reiki on myself as well. And so I don't know. It's probably both things helping out, everything that I've been doing. So anyway, breath work. I'll leave the link to what I'm doing. And there's lots of different ways that you can breathe that can affect your nervous system. And some are more calming and grounding. The one I'm doing is not grounding or calming. It's woo. It brings up stuff, and it's a little bit intense at times, but I think it's really healing. I think it's good, and I'm going to keep doing it and see what happens at the end of the 30 days. So I'll be happy to update you. Anyway, thanks for watching and listening to me get all emotional. The feelings are fine to feel, and crying is okay. Crying is literally just a release of your emotions. It's your body having excess emotion of whatever that emotion is, so it comes out of your eyes in tears to just get out. Like, so even if you feel joy and you tear up with so much joy, it's the same thing. So tears are just energy, and they're okay, and that feels good. So yesterday, when I realized all those things, I cried and let it out, and then I moved on, right? So it's good. I feel like this is going to be a good thing. I hope that you guys are all using this time to do some really productive things in your life. So hang in there. I hope it's over soon, and I guess that's it. Like my video if you like it, and subscribe for more. And I'll see you next time.